you said, and networking. Networking is so huge.
I feel like that was part of our problem in the beginning because we
didn't know anyone.
We didn't know anyone who were doing this. We didn't know of the blog. We really didn't know Josh until I want to say like last year. So
we knew Josh because Nuzzy does my nails and she went to school with him. I think that was really how like that connection started.
That's a good connection.
And we were just like, all right. Leslie was like, hey, he's doing an event. You want to go and just see how it's, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Whatever. Sounds good to me. That's one person that we get to know, and he has a lot of followers behind him. And so they really do try and help us out and getting out there and being more comfortable and just giving us ideas. Like they have given us a lot of ideas that have helped us get to where we are.
Is there something you find yourselves doing constantly now that you weren't doing before?
Staying active on social media.
Oh, that is
because I feel like in the
hardest.
beginning we were like never posting on our page, losing followers because of it. But I feel like now we're posting every day, and we almost had 1,000 followers. So
social media is definitely our hardest hurdle.
It's a whole nother job.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do this podcast by myself, and it's the hardest thing to do.
It's like Instagram again. Like neither one of us are real big social media people either. So like,
okay, what
you
am I
see our personal
today?
pages, and you're just like, oh, they're just
living
moms
their life.
over there, not really posting. All we post is pictures of our kids. So like being active every single day, posting every single day, every hour, it was a struggle. Yeah.
And it's a crappy, like, being stuck between a rock and a hard place kind of thing, because even with me, so I'm a one-man show. The blog helps out a lot by like reposting stuff and sharing stuff, but for the most part, it's like, man, I gotta post another thing. I don't want to be insta famous.
That's the same for us. It's like we don't want to be famous,
but to get the stretch that, to get more people and network, you need, like, I remember asking a couple people who do nonprofit stuff if they want to be on the podcast, but then they look at the page and it's only got a couple hundred followers, and they're like, I'm not going to waste my time, and it's like, but if I had X thousand amount of followers,
it's
totally,
like, all right,
cool, because
let's
I'll get the promotion that I need or whatever. So it sucks because you have to do it, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
I want to hire somebody to do it, but.
Yeah, I think about that all the time. I'm like, I wish I could just pay someone to do this for me because it's so hectic and it's just keeping up.
Yeah.
Because we'll be good. And it's two of us.
Yeah.
And we both have the login. So it's not like it's like just on me or just on her. It's like, hey, what do you feel like posting today? And I'm like, I don't know. We posted that yesterday. Whatever. I'll just post it again.
Hey.
And if you see it twice, well, you see it twice. Yeah, maybe the third time you'll decide you're going to donate.
Hey, as long as they see it, right?
Exactly. Right. So, like, we have a lot of followers, but we get like 30 views.
So far, has Fem Fighters grown in the direction that you've envisioned or that you've wanted it to grow in? Or
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely with us being more focused and us finally getting to a place where this is exactly what we're going to do. And we're not going to try and do more, or we're not going to try and do less. We're just going to focus on the specifics of what we're doing. As opposed to just,
you don't want to be a jack of all trades. You want to hone what it is you guys have right now, get better at doing it to the point where you're so proficient
that we're just eyes closed.
Yeah.
And we can be like, hey, you put those bags together and just be able to focus on Fem Fighters and not Fem Fighters doing this and Fem Fighters doing that, but just Fem Fighters.
And you remind me, have plans on becoming a 501c and doing all the paperwork and stuff like that?
We definitely are looking to go in that direction. It's more about doing our research and actually figuring out what to do first,
to get those
what we actually need, how much everything costs, and figuring out if we're eligible and all that stuff. That's still kind of like super brand new to us.
Yeah.
And so that's something that usually I'll talk to Leslie about because she's got her own business. Like, she's got a nail salon spa thing, so she's gone through it.
Gotcha.
Just
so she has
doing nails at her mom's place to really getting a spot of her own and doing all the business part about it. Also talking to Josh and seeing how he did it. So it's really about us learning and picking what's right for us. So we're still trying to figure out exactly what's right for us.
Did you have any naysayers? Any people, when you started this who said, hey, I don't think it's a good idea because of, some myths or some common misconceptions that people say when you want to start helping out people,
Honestly, no. I feel like in the beginning, once we like talked to everyone about what we were doing, we had all the support from our friends and our family. Nobody was like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that.
The most I got was like a why.
Yeah, just a why.
Well, how did they say why?
It's just like,
was it like, oh, why?
Or pretty much
like, oh, what are you gonna, what for? Like, why do you want to go out there and then you explain it and they're like, okay, I understand it. Like, oh, that makes sense, and we can be on board with that. But never like oh no, you shouldn't do that. It was always the why and the confused face as to like, for what? Like, you're so busy. You're both moms. Like, at that point, I only had one, and you only had one. You had one, and
I had
Caleb?
one yet. No, 2 years.
Yeah,
I only had two.
So
what?
They were like, for what? You got so much.
Yeah.
Right.
You already got so many. You got so much on your plate already.
You got a man and a kid and a house and all that. And they're like, you're gonna drown yourself. And we're like, nah, we got this.
Well, seems like you guys still got it together. What's some advice that you would give to somebody who's probably wanting to pursue the same thing you guys are pursuing?
Just do it.
Literally, just
that's it.
Dive in.
Nike.
Whatever.
We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into in the beginning, but I'm like, you know what? No, we're doing this.
Never. I didn't expect to really have to do this much work.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it's work.
A job.
Yeah.
This is another job, and it's work, and it's.
But it's worth it, especially when you're out there and you get to talk to people and you get to hear stories and you just see the look on their face when we provide them with things that they need. So at the end of the day,
a little moment of relief.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, I don't have to look for this week.
Yeah.
Even like hand sanitizer and masks.
There's one thing that I find common with a lot of the people that I talk to who started their kind of just exactly where you are, even before. I asked them that same question and they're just like, just do it. Just go ahead. If you fail forward.
Oh, trust me.
Don't feel backwards.
We failed.
Yeah, we failed.
We failed.
We've had events planned that we had 0 donations. And so we kind of had to just delete that post and start all over again. All right, let's pick another date. Maybe this date works better for people. And we're like,
our very first pop-up shop, we didn't sell anything.
Nothing.
I mean,
sold 2 bottles of hand sanitizer.
We got to mingle with people. We got to see other businesses, but
that's a little discouraging.
Nobody bought our stuff. Yeah. So
like, they were like, "What do I want a cup for?"
Yeah.
And I like you had lashes across and bracelets across and jewelry and clothes and fruit and treats, and you're just sitting there like, I have T-shirts.
Yeah. But you didn't stop.
No,
still going.
We're still going. We ordered more shirts. We ordered hoodies. We
double
ordered
down.
more cups. We're like,
double
we're still doing this.
We just need more stuff. Maybe if they saw more, they'd buy it.
Hell yeah, you just double down. I love it.
It's just like, oh, they won't buy it, but someone else will. I mean, most of our sales came from Instagram and the people around us. Yeah. Again, our support system is great.
That's awesome. That's great. I love hearing that. What would you, if you could go back and like start over, what would you do first instead of just doing it? Like planning, not planning, but
I feel like we would talk more about exactly what we were doing,
and
not just jump in so blindly and just like, okay, we're gonna do this time and see if that works. And all right, that didn't work, so let's try this thing and see if that works. Like, I feel like we should have definitely planned out exactly what Fem Fighters was gonna be instead of just
because in the beginning we were all over the place. We had so many ideas and we just didn't know.
An unorganized organization.
Yeah,
exactly.
Literally, that's the best way to put it. It's just like 2 people just with a name.
Well, look, you guys are doing it. You're obviously still sticking with it. When you put up a pop-up shop and it gets no love, like, and you double down and get more things, it's like that's how you know you're really invested and involved.
We're definitely like, this is gonna work.
we're attending our second pop-up shop on the 29th.
So hopefully,
see how that goes.
Go.
Let's get some sales.
Yeah, well, all those things are obviously, it's working out for you. You guys are still providing these things for people who need them. I've said that, I've talked to, other guests, and I think one of the things that remains true and consistent is every time they have somebody that they're giving back to, a lot of these people have organizations or little, not even little, but big businesses, and they started out with the idea like, oh, I'm gonna get rich, or I'm gonna have money, or I'm gonna have some longevity in this. And throughout their path, that idea and that dream changes. And it goes from, that first time you give somebody something for free, and
it's not about the money anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's literally the last thing we can think of is getting anything from this.
I always say I'm selfishly unselfish, because me giving back and doing things makes me feel good. Yep. I mean, I'm obviously doing it to help other people, but mostly because
I feel good.
I feel really good doing it, and that feeling is, you can't duplicate that when you just buy shit for yourself. Mm-hmm. It's okay, cool, I got this new gadget and I'm over it. But when you continue to give and give back, it feels really good to give. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But what is, in your guys' words, what is your tip on making the world a better place?
Lose all judgment. Definitely see people as if you were really in their shoes, and make the time. I mean, don't just talk. Don't just be like, oh my God, I just want to help. Like, if you really want to help, lose that judgment, because that's probably what's stopping you. And just do it. And don't be scared. They're not going to hurt you. Yeah. Most people that down there are probably more scared of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being judgmental and like, yeah. I'm just like, for me, it's the judgment part. Like, I just see so many people judging everyone, and it's like, for what?
You?
No, she pretty much hit everything. I mean, judgment is really a big issue. And I'm going to be 100% completely honest. I used to be very judgmental. Yeah. Before we started this, I'm like, are we sure this is what we want to do? Like, are we sure we want to go down there and help these people? But then our first time down there, I'm like, wow, it's not what you think it is. When you go down there and you help these people, all that judgment is like out the window, because you're like, damn, that could be me. That could really be me.
Makes you.
And just seeing everyone down there, it's an eye opener.
They're regular people.
Exactly.
Like I said, with bad luck.
Yeah.
And so losing that judgment and just really putting your heart into it and being able to get that feeling is, once you do it, you're not going to want to stop.
Yeah. It's like it's the only good addiction.
It's a good drug.
Yeah, it's a good drug. It's a good high. It really is. I think that's the first time I've gotten that response. I was asked, like, what's your tip for making the world a better place? People are like, just come together, all good things. Yeah. But losing judgment is huge, because I think it's just human. I prejudge people all the time.
Exactly.
And we still do it. We're not going to sit here and be like, oh, we don't judge people. Like,
there's times where I'm so bad where I see somebody and I never even talk to them, and I immediately don't like them.
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh, and then I talk to them. I'm like, oh, you're not at all who I thought you were going to be. For some odd reason, I prejudged you.
Our relationship.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm like, oh, she looks like a bitch. I don't want to be friends with her. And 15 years later, here we are.
Having an organization together.
Exactly.
Getting rid of your prejudgments.
Godparents to each other's kids. And so, literally, that's like the biggest thing is too many people are judging each other in this world for no reason. Like, 0%.
Well, you guys are doing the work. I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your organization and everything you guys are doing. I can't wait to see the growth and continue to hear everything that's coming back from you. Plugging the dates, good shameless plugs on all the stuff that is coming up and what you guys are being a part of. End of the year, John, whatever, with Josh and all that stuff. Plug it in. plug in. To say all the things that you guys are coming up with.
Like, what is he talking about? So